Good day, students. How do we talk to one another? We use sentences. So, you must be seeing few words over here. Do you think all are in sentences? I say no. Why? Because as you notice, the first two words is rising. What is rising? We are unaware of it. The next two words, the sun. Here also we don't know what exactly is happening to the sun. But in the next one, the sun is rising. This is a complete sentence. Why? Because there is a subject and a predicate in it. So, our topic for the day is subject and predicate. Now let's find out what exactly is a subject and a predicate. So subject is nothing but that part of sentence which speaks about a person or a thing. So like in the example, the sun is rising. Here the sun is the subject. Then what is a predicate? Predicate is nothing but that part of sentence which tells us about what the subject is doing or performing. Like in the example, the sun is rising. Is rising is the predicate. Now, I hope you're clear with what a subject and a predicate is. Now, let's see how to identify the subject and the predicate. So, the subject, how do we identify it? We have to put a question to ourselves when we see a sentence that what about the subject is being spoken about or about whom it is spoken about. So, in the first example, the example which I gave you, the sun is rising. Here we are speaking about the sun. So, as we see, the sun is a noun. So, subject usually is a noun or it can be a pronoun. Then, subject, as we see in the sentence, the sun is rising. It is in the beginning. So, what's happening with the subject? It always comes in the first. Then, now let's identify how a predicate can be judged. Predicate. Predicate always speaks about what the subject is doing. So, you have to put in a question for yourself what the subject is performing or doing. It is nothing but the verb of the sentence. And as you see in the example which I gave you, the sun is rising. The predicate is coming after the subject. So always students remember, usually the subject comes first and then the predicate. But there is an exception to this rule. The exception arises only in the case of imperative sentence where there is no subject. So now I hope you are clear with the identification and the definition. So I have given you some homework wherein you might have to fill in the subject and the predicate, and some sentences wherein you have to identify both the subject and the predicate. So students, thank you. I wind up the session for the day. Have a nice day.